And please, please, even if you are annoying, please spread and share all of my astrotheological videos, even with the churchgoers. Let them be irritated. Let them be reminded that the true science is still around. Let them not sleep at night comfortably in their own blindness. And you never know. You might even save these ones and snatch them from the fire, because they are living in the fire. They are absolutely living in the fire. They are purely ignorant, absolute ignoramuses, have no knowledge. Even if Jesus was historical, even if he was historical, he's not going to subscribe to the 12 idea. He's not going to have 12 disciples anyway. If he's going to have a disciple, he's probably going to have 6 or 7 or 3 or 4. 12? Why 12? It's insane to think that all of the heroes have had 12. And yet people still insist that, no, this lot of 12 and this Jesus, this is different. Totally different. It's got nothing to do with all the other saviours and 12s. I mean, come on. It's time to wakey. Santa Claus ain't real. And we need to get this information out to those sleeping people. Who knows? We might be able to save them. I know a lot of Christians that have written to me and said, thank you, Santos. Absolutely, I can see the truth in astrotheology. Thank you. You have saved me from the pedophile churches and all the morons that go to church to compare dresses, to compare how well dressed they are, and the SUVs in the car park. That's basically all the Jehovah's Witnesses were doing. Oh, Brother Santos, you want to come out to the car park? I've got a brand new SUV and I'm building a triple-story home. Yeah, even though Jesus said that in the last days, people will be eating and drinking, buying and selling, building houses until the flood came and swept them all away. I don't give a shit. I'm building triple-story garages and quadruple-story houses. I remember a friend, Jehovah's Witness idiot friend of mine, he invited me over to his house. This guy, he had a house. It was a beautiful house. Sold it. It's too small. I remember telling him at the meetings, he said, oh, no, I'm going to build a double-story house. Okay, no worries. But do you realise that the end is near? Oh, yeah, but I need a bigger home. Oh, this house is too small. So he went out and bought himself a bigger home in his 30s. He was a businessman. He was making a lot of money. So he was going to get a nice house, you know. So he went from a big house to a bigger house. After he got into the bigger house, it was only months later, he decided, I want a bigger house. So he goes to one of the suburbs locally here. There's a suburb. I'm not going to mention any names, but he went and built himself a big mother of a 2-story home. I walk into his house and he points down to the marble. He says, oh yeah, I'm staying in this house. Oh yeah, I had a good house, but I built a better one. Then I built another better one. But this one, I'm decking it with marble. There's some ivory over there. There's a bit of gold over there. He's pointing to all of the luxurious things in his house. A year later, he drops dead with cancer. He was only in his 30s. This is why the Bible says, don't be serving two masters. Don't be accruing riches on the earth, because you do not know when the Lord of heaven is coming for your soul to take it away. And if you acquire the whole world and all of its riches, of what benefit will it be to your soul? For all you have is a soul. Doesn't matter how many SUVs you've got. I don't know. People who drive SUVs are creepy anyway. I don't know. Every person that gets out of a Rolls Royce or a BMW or a Mercedes Benz or any of these cars, I don't know. I see them come out of their cars. The cars look great, but then they come out and you can see that they've got asthma, they've got arthritis, they can't walk, they've got piles, they've got all sorts of pooey diseases. Oh yeah, but they look good in their SUVs driving down the road. Oh, look at me. But they've still got deficient brains, smacked out in Prozac, smacked out on Zoloft. They're still suffering with stomach indigestion because they're worried about their bank accounts. They still don't sleep. They've got wrinkles. I don't know. People that jump out of Mercedes Benzes, why are they so wrinkly? Why are they frowning? Aren't they supposed to be happy if they've got a Mercedes Benz? You see them get out of the car. and they're all fat and ugly and wrinkly and walking like, you know, full of diseases, because that's what happens. Either we are directing our energies to return to unconditioned consciousness, which is what we are, or we love all this shit, commerce and wars and children starving to death, and get on the stock market and see if you can get some money, and all of this stuff. If you like that, good luck. But the path is one. The path for the enlightened one is the path of light, and it's eternal, and it's astrology. And I thank you for your support, and I urge you, please be diligent in this science, and spread the word, because it will only bless mankind. The blind do not know that they are blind until such time as they wake up. 10 years ago, I was knocking on your door as Jehovah's Witness, telling you that you need Jesus to save you, because you're just a dumbass heap of trash. You're just a sinner. You are just a low down pile of dung, and you need a savior. You need a savior, good, and it's my Jesus that comes out of the Watchtower and Tract Society publications, and it's not the Mormon Jesus, or the Catholic, or the Pentecostal, etc., 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 etc. Jesus belongs to all of us, folks. Jesus is mine as much as he is yours, as much as the light belongs to all of us. We are all children of light. None of us are perfect, and I quite enjoy not being perfect. It gives me the opportunity to absolutely smash the attackers, and I have fun with it. I have absolute fun with it, because I do not suffer fools. And if they come attacking me, they lose, I win. That's my rule. That's how I fly. And I've always won, and I always will win, and the astrotheology that I'm presenting will absolutely smash all the pedophile churches and all the supporters and lovers of pedophilia, which are churchgoers, period. Because if they haven't worked out already that their churches are a place of abuse, then they deserve to be called dunces. That's what I think. That's my style. Please don't copy my style. Please continue to be angelic, loving, light beings. Do not follow me. Do not imitate my anger. I'm happy to do it, and I will suffer the consequences. But I will not suffer fools, and they will be smashed. Chris White, the idiot who thinks he's debunked Zeitgeist, smashed him. I put a challenge out on YouTube everywhere where he's posted his filthy crap, his filthy vomitous ignoramus poo. I've put comments on there saying, Chris White, where are you? Why don't you try and debunk me? Yeah, they're cowards. They put a video out debunking the only true science in the universe, and then they run away. Where is Chris White? And if you know where he's hiding, do him a favour and send him this astrotheology, because that idiot needs it. And so does another guy, I think his name is Elliot something, who's just released a video debunking astrotheology. Please let them see as many of my presentations. I don't mind if they see my head, and if they have nightmares in the middle of the night with Santos's head teaching astrotheology, because they're going to get it one day, sooner or later. If not, they will disappear off into perdition, because that's the only result of ignorance. Ignorance will not be tolerated in this universe. Only enlightened creatures will survive what's coming. And it's a coming. Judgment Day, it's a coming. You can't escape it. Everything will be assessed. Everything. By ourselves. By our own selves. We will assess our own parts, and we will reward ourselves accordingly. And certainly, churchgoers, when their bodies have terminated, and they go back to the consciousness, they will see all the stupidity of the life that they lived and all the ridiculous, ignoramus, pathetic teachings that they have followed. Following the blind, leading the blind, will lead nowhere. It's time for enlightenment. And I hope a bunch of you listeners are as zealous as I am and are going to be as forthright in supporting truth wherever it is in the universe. Thanks, guys, and we'll catch you next week. I think I might do another a series on Easter. I might do just 2, just to cover some things that I haven't even touched this week. And then I'll get back to astrology.